Push notification working?
Sorry?
Is it set up?
It's ready to go. So,
Nice. Hey, Francesco.
Hey, man.
Hey, good to see you.
Great to see you. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Operation day here in the Netherlands.
Yes, you're back. You're in the Netherlands now.
Yeah, I'm back in NL. Last time we spoke, I was in Riyadh, right?
Yes, I remember you were traveling. I don't know. I remember the reason, but yeah, you were very busy that time.
Yeah. But this time is a bit better. This is my normal office, so yeah, it's a bit more comfortable than last time. Last time I was partly in a car and partly in a hotel room, if I remember.
How's going with the team? How's going with Kimo?
Yeah, good. We're making progress. We're getting there. And how is the Somnium team?
Oh, definitely nice. I mean, we spent a great month now. We were in Lisbon, so we wanted to spend some time there because there were some conferences, events, and we said, look, like there is this war here close to us. It's better if we move. It's better if we take a moment for us. And I mean, that was great. Like it was kind of a reunion, you know. We usually are used to remote work, so when we can meet some of them together, it's always the best part. You know it because you have the office there. I don't know how many people there are there with you there.
It depends a bit, right? We're flexible in how we work, but 20 max, and most days like 8 to 10. So nice. Small but highly qualified and very very nice crowd. Same as Somnium, I think.
Yeah, exactly. We too here like 20 in the core, and there are other contributors definitely.
Yeah. Hey, checking in, right? So we have a couple of people already in the call, already sort of waiting for us to get going, and so we'll start in 5 minutes. I can't see your screen yet, right? But you're joining from VR, right?
Yes, I can. I actually let me start from here, so I can do it right now. So if you start the video, you should see. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see it. Great.
Nice.
I'm seeing some kind of runway.
Yeah. I will show you in a second. Right. So it's night here. So I will fall asleep now while we were speaking. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's my view.
Awesome.
So
it's
you can see there is the highland there. That it should be climbed, but I'm not gonna climb today. I'm not too much fit for a climb. I'm just fit for observing from outside. So this is the magic forest. There is the prison. In case you're a bad person, there is the observatory, and here there are some lamps that are still loading. Yeah, but it's basically everything. It's full from here. So yeah, definitely we have a nice view today.
Yeah, fantastic. And what's the headset you're using? The HTC Vive Pro, or can I do the same with the Oculus?
Today just going with an easy Oculus Quest. I mean, it does its job for everything that we need here. So if I wanted more full body tracking, I would also go with the HTC Vive. But do you use that? I mean, do you have the HTC Vive?
No, I have. Well, I think I could get one through Elvin, right? Elvin, Elvin Wang is the guy we also speak to sometimes in the webinars. He's the HTC president for China. But I have an Oculus Quest 2 at home. So if this is available, then the first thing I'll do after this lecture is go home and try it.
Yeah, of course. I will also share later to anyone how is it possible to join. Basically, like you cannot just join from Oculus Store. You have to download the app of Somnium on your PC, and then you have to connect the link, the client. So this is gonna work because, of course, like we cannot be on the store of Facebook. That is, I mean, it's not in the blockchain. It doesn't support the blockchain games.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, that's actually an interesting thing. It's good that you mentioned that because I'm. Okay, interesting. Let's discuss that a bit later when.
Yeah, of course. All right.
Okay, let me get my list of questions, and for everybody else that's listening in, of course they can ask questions themselves, right? So it's not just my list. I want
Sure,
to
I
be
mean,
prepared.
super glad if you want to make it interactive with you, with everyone. I'm happy to. It's always great to go deeper into the depths of people because I mean, there are a lot of them. I think me too. I have mine every day.
I think especially with you, it's nice that we can have the discussion so openly on how this is unfolding. And since you're in the middle, it's just a very interesting way to
Yeah,
have the conversation, right?
no, absolutely. And I'm also waiting for the sunlight because I would like to have some sunlight on me. So
Yeah,
please, guys, it's 10 in the morning here. I want some sun.
you can program the sun, right? I guess
Yeah.
you can.
No, basically there is just the only man that has the superpower to change the weather. It's Arthur because basically he has a button on his VR that every time that he wants he can just push it, and from there, from this magic island will start fireworks and it's gonna become day. So it's just like the call to reunion when we log inside Somnium. And yeah, I mean, I don't have this power yet. I will have
Fantastic.
to take
But
one.
so there's one guy in your team who has the power to raise the sun. That's already
Yeah, exactly.
that's a
I mean,
powerful
we
role.
feel like gods here, right? The gods of the sun, gods of the water.
Let me check it because I think Chetan is
Okay,
saying I
sure.
can't hear. Is it only me? I can hear you, of course. So others.
You hear me well, right? You hear me
Yeah, I
well?
hear you well. Everything is fine here. Confirm you hear the sound. Otherwise,
Yeah. Okay, you know that everything, if for some reason just log out, I will just log in again in 2 minutes from VR, but I mean, I will always stay in the meet even normally. So
yeah,
just to say that
I think it's
sometimes it just, if the internet is stable, but it just goes
yeah.
down for a second, it will be fine.
I think we're good. I think I get feedback from others that it's fine. Okay, so Francesco, it's 10 o'clock, and I'm very pleased that we can have this moment again where we can chat. So for everybody that's dialing in, right? Francesco is in the Somnium team. Somnium is one of the probably coolest metaverse environments that you can join. Francesco is joining from VR. So if you see a lot of stuff happening on the screen, that's because he is wearing VR goggles and he's sharing his screen. So you're getting the VR experience of this of this virtual world. The way that we have planned for this meeting is please make it interactive, make it more fun. You can ask questions. If you put questions on the chat, then I will collect them and I will ask them to Francesco at the right moment. Of course, I also have some questions on my own, Francesco, which I always do that to make your life a little bit difficult during the session. But maybe we can just start with getting to know you a bit and getting to know the environment that you're in.
Of course, sure. Hi everyone, and thanks, my friend, for being here again. It's nice to let's do a webinar together. So I know that here someone else wants to learn more about the metaverse. So I'm happy to be here and explain you what is happening here and where I am. So first of all, as Rent said, I'm in VR. So I'm wearing the glasses right now, and this is my avatar. And what is my avatar? It's like my digital identity. And where? In a virtual world. So this is Somnium space. Right now, I mean, as Rens is in his office in Netherlands, I was saying that I am in my office in Somnium space. So this is basically our headquarters, and it's a little bit tall. I want to be so much. I don't want to jump out. And here around me, you can see what a beautiful view there is of all the user-generated contents and everything that is around.
Can you
So
remove the screen maybe, Francesco? Because it's we can see you on the as avatar, but then it's more difficult for us to see the world around it.
sure, I can do like this. So can you see from here?
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Nice. Okay, great. So you can see my view. Like this is my first view. You can also see my legs. I don't know if you can, but like this is part of the world that we're living in. And right now it's nice. I was just saying, even if here it's 10 in the morning. So I'm waiting for some sunlight to be also more awake. So yes, I mean, everything that you see around us is not just being programmed by the Somnium team. It's been created by people, but user generated by users that acquire piece of this space and then build on top of it. But we will discuss later everything that we build here. So this is my intro, and nice to meet you everyone again.
Fantastic, right? So it's night there now. We were having a bit of a chat before people came in, and what I learned from that it's currently night, but you do not have the sole power to make it day, right? Someone else in your team that
No,
can.
exactly. Correct. You have to upgrade as a god. Right now, the only god is Arthur, the CEO and the founder. So he has the power to change the, let's say, the weather whatever he wants. But usually, you see like the moon is already disappearing. So usually, there is in 1 hour we have like the cycles of day and night. So waiting for the sunset.
Amazing, amazing. Hey, and maybe a quick, because you mentioned quickly, hey, everything that you see around you there in that metaverse environment, it's built by not necessarily the Somnium team, but it's built by everybody that happened to own a piece of land and build something on it, right?
Correct. Correct. I mean, that's key inside Somnium. What I can tell you while I'm flying. So, so basically, everything that we do inside here, I mean, it has to be user-generated content because that's the point. I always say, make the example of imagine that this is a video game, right? And I don't know, like GTA, one of the video games probably every one of us like played. Imagine if you can own part of this game. I mean, wouldn't it be awesome to enable some kind of in-game monetization? That's the point, right? When you play a game, you're just someone that goes to the shop, buys the game, play the game, and that's it. I mean, usually when you quit playing the game, there are usually no incentives to move further. I know that there are a lot of people that play the same game for years and years, but I mean, as the other day I was speaking for Ryan Watts, so the guy from Polygon Studios that left YouTube gaming. He said that basically blockchain games, of course, is not something for everyone right now. It's not something that has to be immediately mainstream, but it's an option for some people, like me, for example. I mean, I don't play games anymore like I was playing before. And one day I said, I will keep playing a game when I will make a living out of it. That is what is happening now. I mean, that's great. Like, it's for me the opportunity of doing something that we all love. I mean, who doesn't like to play games? But also with the opportunity of monetize my time here and to also own part of it. I mean, this is amazing for me. This is something that when I was a child, I wish I knew.
Actually, if you're standing still with the avatar, it's the screen is a bit nicer for us. It's actually very nice to see you. And I happen to know how you look in real life, and your avatar it is a bit similar to how you look in real life, right?
Yeah, yeah. And the fact is that I cut my hair, but my avatar still had the long hair. So I mean,
it's still different.
It stays like that.
For the people listening in who are not so familiar with a blockchain based gaming environment, because I think it's a critical point, right? So
sure,
what is different if the game is based on a blockchain protocol versus a traditional game?
Sure, absolutely. So a blockchain, first of all, it's a public ledger, let's say, that anyone can consult. Okay, so right now the internet that we have, it's technically public to anyone. Of course, we can use it, but we cannot see everything that is happening on there. So just there are a few companies that have the access to, let's say, all the data on them that are inside the web. With the blockchain, you can have a look to everything that is happening on the web, especially, of course, like blockchain. It was, first of all, a revolution in terms of the finance. I mean, if you see the cycles of the world, I think that what we saw always in the past, it's always a revolution of finance first, and then a lot of other revolutions happen later. So blockchain was a way to, let's say, eliminate a third man when it's up to transaction. So I can go with you along, and I can sell you something without someone in the middle, like a bank or someone else that has to decide if this transaction is doable or not, and to take a few. So basically, blockchain is democratizing the way for us, for anyone, to have easy and instant payments from one side to another. So say that if you put this as an infrastructure for a game, think about how a classical game works, as I was saying before, right? So if you happen to play, I don't know, one of the most famous games right now, that is Fortnite, and you buy a skin inside Fortnite, who are you buying this skin from? You're buying this item from the people that created the game, so that the team itself. That's the point. So you cannot buy this item that you can use in the game from someone else, because there is no way for you to control the property of this digital item if it's not on the blockchain. So that's the point. Thanks to the blockchain, people inside the game are able to sell to each other some items, and so create a monetization that is alive, even if the game itself is not monitoring or controlling it. So it's basically a game that lives by itself even after the developers have created it. That's the point. Like, oh, look how many of these there are around right now. It's wonderful. I don't know if you can have a look.
You can see the fireflies, you mean, right?
Yeah, exactly. The fireflies. It's full of them. It's magic. I mean, they're coming all around me. Wow, this is a new update. This is amazing. The first time I see it, it's pretty incredible. Really, it's magic.
So I think for you know, I have this Oculus goggles at home, and I know you're wearing Oculus as well. So and that blockchain logic that you explained, right, where you allow peer-to-peer transactions without an intermediary. And of course, that is a transparent ledger, right? So people can check these transactions on a public interface. But it also means, I think, that the philosophy is a bit different, right? Because you guys are not available. If I wear my Oculus Quest, I cannot just pick a Somnium space from the App Store in Meta, right?
Yeah, exactly. And why? The question is why. So there is actually a new update, I think from 1 week or two. You know that Meta, Facebook is making its Metaverse too. And basically they said that every time that a creator builds on top of it, they have to, you know how usually how app developer works, right? Like Apple has the Apple Store, and I mean Google has got the Play Store, and wherever a developer builds something on top of the store, the company that is, of course, that creating the store is taking a percentage out of it. There have been a lot of, let's say, battle in the past between the big companies that one didn't want to pay too much for the other, to creating up on top of the other. And actually, what is happening now with Meta is that they said that they're gonna take like 30% fee on any app that is developed by someone on top of it. So imagine that you are a developer and you, let's say you want to create a game on top of Meta, and you, of course, if you sell this game for €1, let's say 30 cents goes to Meta. But also there is another 20% on top of it that is charged as the Oculus fee. So basically it's 50% of what you do. You pay first of all to Meta, tax free, and then you have to pay the taxes on it and whatever. Like, so you have to monetize. So I mean, if you create like $1 million game, I mean, probably it's fine for you, but usually that's not the way it works every day. So why I'm saying this? Because of course, if we put Somnium on top of a platform that is controlling our business model, I mean, that really creates a lot of problems in terms of how we can democratize and decentralize the access to the economy and to all the other and to everything that is happening on top of this platform. And also, Facebook, I mean, as we were saying before, right? Centralized and decentralized ways to trade. I mean, Facebook has got a centralized way to trade its assets, and I don't even know right now how much it's possible to sell digital items inside their horizon. So the point is that Facebook doesn't support blockchain. So of course, Facebook Store doesn't support blockchain games, and so I mean, this is why a sort of parallel world of games is being built. So games on top of the blockchain, games not on top of the world. So in order to access Somnium from the Oculus, even if you have an Oculus Quest like I'm wearing right now, you cannot have it inside the Oculus Store. And also Somnium is free to access. The question is how you can access Somnium. So there is let's say a little few steps that you have to do. You just have to download the app, even from Steam or from the website. And basically you have to link right now your Oculus to a cable that I mean, it's easily findable, that you can connect to your PC. So in this way, the headset, the VR, can take the power, let's say, of your PC in order to stream the game correctly and to have, let's say, the better quality and everything that is working smoothly right now. But we are also working, and this is important, I think, to understand in terms of where these kind of games are going. So Somnium is huge. Like this map is huge, and I will show you later how many other worlds there are. So of course, it's a huge amount of data to render every time. So this is why we need a PC, but we're also working on our headset. So we're gonna have our Somnium headset, our Somnium hardware, in order to develop on top of it an Android app that you can easily use to access Somnium directly. So that's the point, of course. I always make the example of imagine 20 years ago, the phone that you had at home, it was connected with a wire to the in your house, right? It wasn't, we didn't have the mobile phone, the portable phone we have right now. The same thing is with VR. So right now, in order to render some kind of power, you have to be assisted by a powerful PC. But VR is more and more becoming standalone. This is the term that is being used inside the industry.
Fantastic. And so just before that headset comes into the world, can we still buy some stock in Somnium, or is that already?
Yes. So the way it works with them. Let me change my background. So the way it works.
Is it Buddha? Maybe I saw a nice Buddha statue.
Yeah. Oh yes. Let me go with the Buddha. So for all the people that are Buddhist here, I mean, here is it. Like this is actually like digital creations made by artists that have been selected and placed here. So okay. Let's go with the Buddha. So the question that you had is like how you can have like how you can participate into the Somnium economy in terms of the stocks, let's say. So the stocks into the classical market, into the traditional market, it's the same of the coins, let's say, of the crypto into the non-traditional market, so into the crypto market. So Somnium doesn't have stock. I mean, it has its own token that it's a utility token that it's Somnium Space Cubes. So how you can acquire the cubes? Long life to the cubes. You can acquire the cubes by Uniswap. That is, let's say, a decentralized exchange. And you can acquire cubes right now from Gemini. That is a centralized exchange that we've been working a lot together. So there is, of course, there are other places where you can buy tokens, but right now Somnium is listed mainly on these two. So it's important also to understand another thing that for me it was very funny. So when you buy a stock, okay, so what's the maximum power that you can have by holding the stock? Of course, like let's just not think about the fact that you can earn from them, but the maximum power that you can have while you own tons of stocks for a company, it's usually that you can have the power of vote. Maybe sometimes I don't even know how many retail investors have the power of vote for let's say the decisions that are made with a company.
Depends on the percentage, right?
What? Sorry.
Depends on the percentage, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Depends on the percentage, and like you have to have lots of stocks. So usually a retail investor that buys, I don't know, 10K, 100K of stocks usually doesn't have this kind of power. What is fun with crypto is that since you are basically creating your own coin, your own currency, you can give to this currency the kind of superpowers that you want. You can not just make it as a, let's say, as a currency for transactions, but you can make it for other, you can also embed, let's say, other utilities around it. This is why our token, it's called utility token. Why? Because when you're inside Somnium, you can use the economy of buying and selling your items. So this is that I'm wearing. It's an NFT. So it's an NFT that I own in my wallet that now I'm wearing and I'm using. And in order to sell them inside the game, so we have an in-game economy that is going to be launched soon this year. This is going to be one of the main updates. You will be able to use the cubes inside Somnium as you use the dollar in real life. Let's say you will be able to use this currency. So not only this currency, it's, let's say it's an investment, it's owning part of Somnium, but it's also something that you can spend inside the game. It's like the currency of the game. I mean, a lot of us in the past, I think, played with games that had their own currency. And the fact is here is that, of course, being on the blockchain, you can monetize by yourself. And usually what we had in the past is that with the currency, you can just sell, let's say, you can just buy, but usually it was hard that when you have a digital item, you can also be able to sell. So this is why this is, let's say, where the coin of Somnium is going to superpower the entire economy of the game itself.
Yeah. Hey, a couple of questions, and the first one maybe is there a way you can make your microphone a bit better, because we can hear you, but it's still not Of course, it's Meta hardware, right? So we can critique Meta for making the mic.
Oh,
No.
actually, right now I'm wearing I'm having my. I mean, I'm not using the Meta microphone. So let me see
Okay. But anything you can do to make it better, I think, is welcome. But a couple questions. The first one is from Kent, and Kent said, "I love the flying moment where you jumped off that runway onto the world." So, any other things like that are available that you couldn't do in real life, but that you can do within the Somnium space?
I mean, in terms of activities, or in terms of
activities, or things like the flying moment. Because of course that's something that is quite unique, right? To experience that.
Sure. So first of all, how can you hear me now? Do you hear me better or like the same?
Worse or the same?
Okay. Because I
can't see you as well.
No, I know. You're seeing me. I'm just setting up again the bots. But I mean, let's try again. Let's see if it's fine or not in a few moments. So sure. Like, what are the other things that you can do? I mean, in terms of activities, or in terms of like stocks, in terms of what you can do with the stocks. So what's the point?
No, I think activities in the world. So you're walking through the world. So are there concerts, or can you play games, or like what do people do if you enter the space?
Sure, of course. So first of all, I love to say that I mean, the social part of it, it's definitely the social life part of it is definitely what we appreciate the most. I mean, like when you are into the classical social media, let's say if you want to speak with someone, usually it's asynchronous the way it works, right? Like right now we are live, but this is like a webinar, so this is made on purpose, because usually when you speak oh, sorry, 1 second. Okay, usually when you speak on social media, like if you're let's say answering to a comment of someone, it's not always live, it's not always happening in live. So I would say that the social part here, so the opportunity for you to meet people and to speak with them into the real moment, it's definitely amazing. I mean, it can build real relationship. So that's definitely an important point. But what we do inside Somnium is there are different activities that we can do. Of course, we make events and parties, and this is amazing. I mean, when we can dance, or like doing whatever that it's in a custom environment where we can be all together, and we make camp concerts. And of course, like you can play games. This is definitely one of the main use cases right now in terms of people building games. There is this company that is behind me right now. This is one of their headquarters. It's called Oasis Meta Games. So let me share with you the story, let's say, of these people here, because this is how it works. Like, this is like the founder of it is in Prague, and he basically started to buy worlds of Somnium. We are gonna enter in one of them soon, and on top of this world, like he hustled a lot and was trying to make the development work in the best way, because that's the point, right? You can buy a piece of the world that you can completely reprogram by yourself. And this guy was making amazing games. Like, we were making the shooting game, he was making the futuristic cities, he was making bowling or chess or whatever that you can have inside here, horror games. And by being here every day, by having people the opportunity to meet each other, he basically expanded his team with 3 people right now, 3 more people that they didn't meet in real life. They didn't, and they just was meeting in Somnium. There are one person from Miami, one person from Copenhagen, and I think one person is from Canada, the other guy. So by combining the skills, they've been able to create and test games every day. That's the point, right? And everything like this it's in public,
right?
Sorry, what?
He recruited people inside of Somnium without actually...
Yeah, exactly. Like people that they meet each other, like, and but just by walking around, you happen to find people and to recruit them. I mean, it can be the same concept with LinkedIn if you want, okay? But it's not the same of like you walking around and say, oh, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Like, what do you do? Like, where are you from? What do you do? Oh, wow, I love your game. So why we even do something together? So this is the kind of things that happen when you are inside this space.
Yeah. Hey, there are a couple of questions on the specific nature of the transactions, right? The first question was from Kunal saying, hey, do you use Bitcoin or Ethereum to make transactions? You also mentioned the Somnium Cube token. So how does it really work? Let's say I start simply with euros. So I have a euro account here, fiat money, and I would like to buy a piece of land in Somnium. How would that transaction actually work?
Sure. So, I mean, definitely yes, Ethereum, not Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not made for kind of transactions of NFTs. So first of all, you have to know that you're buying NFTs, right? So that's the Somnium NFTs. Like it's basically probably one of the most advanced NFTs that you can use. So of course you can reprogram them and all of it. So you buy these NFTs from the marketplace, the usual marketplace that are used. For example, OpenSea. We also are on Holoplex on top of Solana. Why? Because this is important to understand. Like we see into the first year, the second year of NFTs, that the most of NFTs were bought with Ethereum. So of course, Ethereum is like 99% is the currency with for the NFTs. Of course, we all know the struggle with the gas fees. So this is why also we decided, and I mean, it was, I think, a vision from the beginning to be multi-chain. This is critically important for the purpose of the metaverse, because here, this is the home of the NFTs, okay? This is the place where all the NFTs come together. So, where you can use them. So, oh, sorry, 1 second. Okay, so this is basically the home of the NFTs where you can see them. So what's the point? The point is that you can buy the NFTs from our marketplaces, even with even for example with Solana, and we're now also enabling Polygon too. So it has to be multi-chain, a metaverse, in order for you to interact with the different blockchains together. Because if you do so, you can take the best from each one of them. So we developed the contracts to make the blockchains work together. So yes, I mean, to answer to your question, Ethereum, it's the way you can buy the words or the pieces of lands inside Somnium or whatever else.
Yeah, yeah. And I think Dan Chong was asking earlier, are those items free or do we need to purchase them? And if I'm correct, Francesco, you can enter Somnium for free, right? But if you want to build something and place it into the world, you would need to do that on a piece of land that you own as an NFT. So in order to actually build a specific environment within Somnium, you would need to pay, right?
Correct. Like you can access Somnium for free, and I mean that's the point of free to play, because you can always familiarize. But what I always say is that you can make friends here, okay? So you can find partners, collaborators, or people that have got lands and words that are happy to support you if you want to build or if you want to have a tour or whatever. And then if you want, of course, you can acquire piece of it also, and that of course has got its cost that you have to buy. So right now, by the way, if it's lagging a little bit, I'm entering a word. So just because I'm streaming everything outside, so you can see that. I mean, I don't know how many of you watched the film Inception, but this is like right now where I was here, it's the base reality world. Okay, so I was in the first layer of the dream. Let's say now we are entering into the second layer of the dream. So this is a portal to another world inside the Somnium world, and this world itself, as you can see from here. Let me zoom better. Like this is an NFT. So you see like people acquire this world. This is about like 10K dollars. And you see like this is the space, the megabyte that you have. So basically you're buying a piece of, let's say space. You're buying a storage where you can put whatever you want. This space is also, I mean, expandable with some tricks, let's say. And this is a small word. So it's 75 megabyte. It can seem a small amount, but actually it isn't. Trust me, like for the builders to build, to optimize, this is a huge amount of space for them to create entire games on top of it. And yes, this is the Oasis Meta Games headquarters. So you can have a preview here of an image, but right now I'm entering inside. So I mean, we can keep chatting while I'm entering inside.
Yeah. Hey, Vishal is asking, what's the tech stack this solution has been built on? And I think that's a multi-level question, but maybe give us a high over insight. So it's Unity and a lot of other things, but you can explain it better than I can.
So let's say, what is the tech that is built on top of that, which Somnium is built on top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely, 1 second. Let me be inside the word. Okay, can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So I will explain you everything right now. So as you know, there are mainly two engines right now in this today in 2022 to develop games, and it's a Real Engine and Unity. Somnium is built on top of Unity. I won't go now too much deeper into the reasons why it's built on top of Unity, and everything that I mean, what is important to understand from the building standpoint is that how you can build on top of Somnium. So there is a Unity SDK. So SDK is software development kit. So it's basically a bridge from which you can take whatever 3D asset that you have built. I don't remember right now exactly the format. I mean, it's everything is written in the guide that we have, and you can export this format from your favorite 3D software. So it can be Blender, it can be Unity, it can be Cinema 4D, it can be whatever, and you are enabled to import it inside Somnium. So, I mean, I would say this is mainly how Somnium works. Let's say it's built on top of Unity. We have our custom applications, and we also use Photon. Photon is what we use for the sound, so for interacting between each other. And actually, this is very critical because you wouldn't believe, but one of the main, let's say, causes of internet consumption and I mean of game consumption in Somnium is not everything that you see around here, but it's the voice. So it's the possibility for us to interact between each other while we are speaking. I mean, not with her because she's just an AI. So she listened to me definitely, but she's not consuming internet. Hey, by the way, how you doing? Thank you for Gus. Thank you for hosting me in your amazing place. And I mean, so when you speak with someone, this consumes a lot because also we have a spatial audio. So it means that if someone is there far away, like 20 meters, I won't able to hear him, but while I'm gonna be able to hear this magnificent AI close to me. So we have the spatial audio. This is critical for speaking, right? Imagine that there are 100 people in the same room and anyone is speaking with anyone at the same time. It will be a mess. And then I mean our words like this are scripted by Bolt. So Bolt is this scripting language that you use for building words in a completely customized way. The reason why we use Bolt, it's mainly for safety reasons, because I mean, safety and security is the most important part, especially when you spend 10K for an NFT. You don't want it to be stolen by some hacker that can create a fake environment in which basically you enter and you are stolen of your identity, of your avatar, and oh my God, I'm naked inside the metaverse. I mean, this is not what you want to find yourself. So I mean,
can you stand still a bit more? I think for some of the viewers, it gets a bit the view is a bit harder for us to see on the 2D screen. So I think if you stand still, it's easier for us to watch.
Okay, sure, of course. Like it's better, but because it's I mean, why it's lagging? Some reason?
Yeah, there's some. I think it's lagging a bit. So we see some. Yeah, it's easier, I think, to see it in the goggles than if you stream it.
Okay, so like this.
This is better. It's more quiet, more quiet to the eyes, and we can see the AI doing.
Okay, amazing. Of course. I mean, like no, because from my side everything is streaming correctly. So if there is maybe internet or something, I mean, okay, sure. So if this is better for you, you will have my first view. You won't say, okay, say that you want to see my face. You don't want to see my face again. Okay.
Pick a nice spot. Maybe if the sun comes up, if we can go outside and see the sun rise, would also be great.
Oh, yes,
but then if you limit the movement a bit, I think it's easier to watch. Hey, the fair question is with all the NFTs, right?
Sure.
What happens if Somnium shuts down tomorrow and you happen to own a lot of NFTs?
Sure. So I mean, that's the point of having a. Is it okay like this? Like, do you like the view? Do you like to see the robots that are
sure.
hating themselves? There is a spaceship here, so it should be nice.
The view, yeah.
The view is nice. So I mean, that's the point of having a crypto wallet, so a MetaMask wallet. So if Somnium shuts down tomorrow, it won't happen nothing to your NFTs. Like your NFTs are inside your wallet, so it's your property. It's not property of Somnium. 100%. You can, even if you are banned from Somnium from some reasons. I mean, no one has been ever banned right now. Your NFTs stay with you. That's the point, right? How many times when I was little, I spent like, I mean, my mom is gonna hate me for this, but I spent like 200 euros when I was 10 on a game, and like, I mean, I had so much skins, so much amazing things that I was the happiest kid in the world. And then it happened that after I bought this, I discovered that it wasn't so much legit and legal to buy this stuff for the game itself. So I was banned for 6 months. Okay, it was the 6 months, the longest 6 months of my life. I was waiting every day, being there to come back in the game. Then it happened, and when it happened that I finally came back in the game, I didn't have my items anymore. I think everything would disappear from me. So okay, you say maybe it's your fault, okay, because we're doing something illicit. But I mean, okay, like as a game, you should enable some ways for people to buy inside your game. So the problem maybe is that there wasn't, let's say, a legit way to do it. Here there are. Here there are legit ways.
Even if you have, like, for example, the suit that you're wearing, right? If it's, let's say I have a MetaMask wallet and the NFTs are stored in that wallet, but that suit would not be portable right away to another digital environment, right?
You mean out of Somnium?
Yeah, out of Somnium. So the value would probably drop if Somnium is no longer there, or is that not correct?
No, I mean, first of all, like, if you want to access to my NFTs, you have to hack my wallet, okay? And my wallet, it's impossible to hack for one reason, because probably a lot of people here don't know about the existence of hardware wallet. So when you have your NFTs, your assets inside your MetaMask, so your crypto wallet. By the way, we are also building our wallet, our Somnium wallet, where you will be enabled to store all your Somnium assets. But when you have a crypto wallet, so basically you have the keys and you have the password of this wallet, and no one can tutelate you in case of this wallet to be stolen. What you have to do is that you have to connect this digital wallet to an hardware wallet. So it's called the Ledger. I mean, Ledger is the most known company that makes this. So it's basically every time you have a transaction inside this wallet. So if you're sending items out or in the wallet, you have to approve this transaction by, let's say, by pressing, let's say, OK, by pressing approve on a it's on a sort of USB, like this ledger is a sort of an USB piece of hardware that you connect to your PC. So you are the only one that can make this, because it's not happening online. It's not an operation that is happening online. It's happening offline. So I mean, if you are the only one in the room in your house and there is no hacker or no thieves around you, you should supposed to be, let's say, the only person that has the possibility to access to it. So that's the point. You are not. So but then you made another question that is about interoperability. So can I use this avatar that I'm using in another world? In another world. So first of all, the question is with which world? I mean, the reason for interoperability to happen right now, I mean, definitely interoperability is key. And it was one of the first things that made me realize how powerful is this technology from the beginning. Because I always say the example, I think I also said the same on the last webinar that we had together, but it's good to repeat. So in the real world, I mean, you have this shirt now and you can go wherever you want with this shirt. You can go to New York, you can go to the bar that is close to your house, you can give this t-shirt to a friend or whoever, okay? So your t-shirt is interoperable with the physical world. Like, there is no place in the world where you cannot go with your t-shirt.
So I can wear it anywhere, right? If it's mine, it's mine. So
of course, if your choice is mine, you can decide up to it. The point with digital items is that it's not like this. Yeah, it means that if you post something on Twitter, a photo, I mean, you have to repost the same photo on Facebook if you want to post it again. So there is no interoperability. Or if you play Fortnite, I mean, and you buy your new amazing, I don't know, skin or like weapon, you buy your favorite bazooka and you say, wow, I would love to use this bazooka in Call of Duty too, that it's another game. I mean, this is not possible yet. So, but I mean, if you tell this to Harry gamer out there, he will just freak out and love the idea of having his avatar, his items interoperable from one game to another. So right now we are building this interoperability between our Somnium worlds. So you can bring, as I said, like you can bring your items from one world to another. So this is interoperability, of course, inside of Somnium. What is the dream that, again, every gamer has? So from a consumer perspective, is that your items are transportable to one world to another. Right now, this is not possible yet. And let me explain you why. So there are mainly two reasons why it's not possible. One is technical graphic reasons, and the other one is safety and security. So first of all, as you can see, it's hi-fi. So these robots, I mean, look at the lights that they have on their skin. And I mean, maybe the quality from what you see them into the webinar is not the same that I see here, but I really see them in high quality. Like, okay, my brain is triggered to be here. I'm here right now. I'm of course, I'm also with friends and all of you guys, but I'm here right now. Like my brain thinks that I'm here. This asset there, it's real for me. It's standing in front of me. It's rotating. It's moving. And I mean, this guy that is walking is real. So this is the power of high quality. Right now, there aren't other games that other metaverses, let's say other worlds that have the quality. So how can you bring an avatar like this inside another world? I mean, you have to downgrade the quality to change the quality. So of course, it's possible, but it's a new layer of work. So
and you're saying maybe to because I know we spoke about this before, right? But Somnium has a hi-fi ambition, right? Where other places don't necessarily have that, right? So the pixel density and the total quality of the experience would be different, and therefore you cannot, in this case, export that robot to a different place because it would actually need to be recreated in a different quality, so to say.
Yeah, of course. That's the point. I mean, like we definitely want it to be high quality because I mean, think about the games that you were playing 20, 30 years ago. Think about the first Super Mario. I mean, it was amazing to play, but then consumers say, I want better quality. Like, I don't know, like some games right now, they also have actors to play inside the games itself. So if you see the last updates that have been on the engine, it's just incredible. I mean, the game should be a place where you can stay well, have fun, and also have the opportunity to simulate your reality. So of course, high fidelity is important. So this is the main reason. The second reason is safety and security. So as I said before, our tech is built with the one main purpose in the backend. That is, let me go there 1 second. Sorry for moving again, but I want you just to show different spots. But this is pretty awesome. So this guy with the car. So this is a car that I take. This is an NFT, and I can drive this car also. Anyway, safety, it's important, security of your assets, because if you have this NFT and you go into another game and someone steals your NFTs, what happens there? I mean, you don't want this to happen, okay? So here it's very, very, very hard to hack this stuff. I mean, we are trying to make it impossible, of course, every time. And I mean, right now, nothing has ever happened. It's a super safe place here. But so interoperability, definitely it's nice for consumers, for people that want to, let's say, play. But it's something that has to come also from the company themselves. So we had a call. I mean, we had some calls. We had some discussion between the metaverse companies how to define interoperability. And I mean, right now there is no benefit for anyone. There is no benefit for the consumers too, just because I mean the state of the development it's not so far yet, but it definitely will come. It definitely will come with some company that is creating a bridge between the other metaverses. So yeah.
And in a very practical example, Francesco, if I may, like because we're now looking at a couple of NFTs that, for me in particular, I like the sort of Lamborghini Diablo with different skins. So that is a particular NFT. I could probably go on OpenSea or so and buy this or any other marketplace. But it would be a Somnium specific NFT, right? I cannot in any way bring that to Decentraland or Sandbox.
Correct. Not yet. No, I mean it will come, but right now you can you use it in Somnium.
Yeah, clear.
And of course, you can sell on any other marketplace. That's the point. So let's say using it's not interoperable yet. Marketplace it is interoperable already, so you can.
So let me ask you this, because I think being inside that team, and maybe we can step outside for a bit and see if the sun has come up. I'm still curious to see that. But there are a couple of questions here, and I know you know the answers because you've been in this for a while. You know exactly how this development is going. So if you want to get into this space, what are the good first steps? So what technologies should you learn, and what is a smart first move? A couple of those questions popping up.
If you want to build, you mean, or if you want to use?
Yeah, if you want to join, for example, if you want to join Somnium, what kind of skills should be on your resume?
If you want to be part of the team, this is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. So first of all, one thing that I always say. So, is it lagging if I do like this right now or not?
I think it's relatively okay. The less you move your head, the easier it is for us to watch. And I know it's probably difficult to keep your head still. So.
Okay. Okay. I will stay still like a statue. Okay. So first of all, if you want to join the team, you have to speak with me. So no, I'm joking. So if you want to join the team, I mean, you definitely there are some things that we're working on all the time. The first thing that we're working on is that we're inventing new things every day. So our developers have fun by saying that every day. I mean, Arthur is asking us something new to do that we never did before, and it's my case too. So you have to be able to create something that didn't exist before. So take all your knowledge and put in a new place. And the main let's say positions that are critical to development of this world. It's people that can enable to build in 3D, so Unity or C#. So people that are enabled to work in the front end, in the back end, by designing this world, by designing the UI, and by designing all the way in which we interact with this. And of course, it would be better if you also have some experience in VR, but I mean, it's not critical just because I didn't have experience in VR at the beginning. So VR, it's still early. There are maybe 50 million people in the world using VR right now. So definitely if you have 3D skills, it's building skills, it's super nice. And of course, if you are also a blockchain developer, since we interact a lot with the smart contracts, that's another point. And of course, if you are a nice designer in terms of experiences inside here, if you are a game developer, or if you are like a server engineer, for example, so some people that are able to store data correctly and everything into the backend. But this is just, let's say, the most critical aspect of Somnium. But we just started a fashion expert because we're making a fashion show inside Somnium. And we're opening the Somnium Academy. So we are working into the business of education. We would love to have more people working us to create communication awareness around this. We make events, a lot of events. We made events in Lisbon, in Italy, in London, in Prague. So there is a lot to organize around this. So positions are open if you are willing to learn and experiment. And the first steps. It's definitely, without joke, like it's better if you reach out to me. So I'm sure that Reds can give you my contacts. But yes, everything that you want to. I want to say one thing. This is something that I realized at like 4 a.m. in the night the other day, and I tweeted by chance. So Metaverse, it's like Mars. So you don't have even to ask me or to anyone which kind of job you can do. Because I mean, if you are able to go on Mars right now, it's supposed for you to create something something new. Like this is a new world, okay? Like this is a place for you in which you can invent your job. I can speak from my side. I mean, and this is amazing because I love the way our team works. So I basically invented my job. I mean, with Arthur, we decide into the main steps what we have to do in general. But I invent every day new things that we can do. So if you are a skilled and creative person, I mean, you can do whatever you want here, like if it's on Mars. And I can also say, and this is critically important, that I will stop moving. By the way, I'm sorry, I cannot move. I mean, I'm Italian, okay? Like I move my hands all the time.
It's we should have known. We should have known. It's there's a lot of head movement, but no worries, no worries. I think it's almost impossible to keep your head still. Can we still in the last minutes, Francesco? Can we still go outside? Still want to see that world again. And a couple more questions. And maybe if allow me to summarize your as a former HR director, summarize like how you described working in your team and what's necessary, right? So of course you need that tech the tech skill set, Unity or something like that. But I think in this stage where the metaverse environment or these metaverse companies are in, it's you should not expect that there's a lot of company backing and a lot of support, right? It is not a classic industry with lots of experiences and stabilized functions. So I think it's a lot of autodidact, self-learning, exploring, testing, right? So in that sense, it's a very different role than if you would join a bigger company in an existing industry, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there is so much room for work. I mean, it was easy for me to let's say to find my position because it's a new world, right? I mean, so people are experimental learning. So if you're passionate, if you're creative, and you have the skills, I mean, you don't have to have the best skills in the world to start contributing. Because the best part, I mean, what I always suggest to people, especially if you want to start from the beginning, you can start in Somnium by being part of the community. Okay, so you can join Somnium for free. You can even win funds and money inside Somnium to build wherever you want because we have a fund, so you can train your skills, you can learn, and then of course if you want to join the team you can on a later moment. So this is critical for me, for anyone that is listening. Like a lot of people are coming to me every day say I want to work. Oh my god, there is a whale here that is making a weird sound. Okay, thanks. So
we don't hear the sound. We can see the whale though. But
yeah, no, yeah, you cannot hear the sound of a game while I'm streaming, but it's amazing. Like I'm surrounded by whales that are making their voice, their sound all around. I mean, it's it's unbelievable here. Anyway, it's critical for me to share that you don't just have to work in the Somnium team. I mean, you can really invent your job tomorrow also by having a look and letting your inspirations and some chat with anyone. And then this is why I'm building right now, as part of my job, a list of all the projects and all the creators that are active in Somnium, so that it's in a very skilled, in a very easy way. I mean, this database is going to be public, and you will be able to consult it and say, oh, okay, like I want to learn game development. So this is here. There are the resources for me to learn because we are building the resources with the Somnium Academy. So we're building contents to onboard new people. I can learn from here, and then look at here, like there is Artifact, there is this guy. This guy is looking for a junior game developer or like junior or whatever. Perfect. Let me write to this guy, and let's start building together. So, I mean, this is how Somnium works.
But what you're saying is just dive in, right? Just dive into the world and start trying stuff because that's what you need to join anyway. Hey, can we for the last few minutes can we zoom out a bit to the because I think for you as a as one of the team members in this space, this is almost normal that you're looking at whales floating through the sky with so it's almost like a daily thing. But for us, it's still a bit further away. So we have questions like when do you think the metaverse will become a common thing? And I've asked the same question to, for example, Elvin, the HCC guy, or Doug, who's 30 years at Nokia, or Leslie, who's the head of trends of Nokia, and everybody has a different answer. Some of the answers were that it depends on the hardware. So you need goggles that are 150 grams, so they're very light if you have them on your face, or with a specific Qualcomm chipset that is able to show a specific resolution. And others have said, no, it's not about the goggles, it's about the killer application, right? The new Facebook application that you can only access through AR or VR. What is your take? What is the tipping point to get mass adoption of this technology?
Sure, thanks for the answer. I think it's a combination of all of them together, and but mainly it's a transition from nice to have, nice to do, to must have. That's the point. I mean, for me, it's gonna bring a mass adoption, because right now there are people experimenting, building the fundamentals of this world, building the infrastructure for people, let's say, that want to create content, they want to entertain, they want to educate, and stuff like that. But I think that at one point, this is going to become a need for companies to join, for creators to join, because when you understand that by wearing this headset, you open yourself an incredible realm of possibilities and opportunities that are unlimited. I think this is the way where you say, I cannot come back. So, I mean, I would say this is my answer. Of course, we can say that the hardware has to improve. This is why we're making the hardware. We have to make more content to educate people. But at the end, it's just a people's choice. So no one is forcing you to go inside the metaverse, like no one is forcing you to go inside Instagram. So let's say Instagram at the beginning was a way to share what you're doing, to communicate with people, and to meet new people. Here, there is going to be something new that will trigger at a point that is not just nice to do, but it's like a must-have, like anyone right here. If you're a company, if you're a person, like you want to have your brand inside the social media that we have. Okay, I think that what is going to trigger people to really come inside the metaverse, and for me, it's always the most important aspect. It's the economy. So the problem with social media now is that you cannot make a living out of it except if you are a rare creator. The point of metaverse, I mean, I don't even want to call it metaverse. It's just the evolution of the internet. The next step of the evolution is on the internet. It's when monetization is enabled 100% from anyone at the beginning. So you have the opportunity to build, to spend time in this world, and to monetize out of it. Because you cannot ask to people to spend 44 hours per day in a place, if this time is not a time for them to monetize. I mean, for other people, it can be other things. For example, for schools, this is a place for learning. Like, can you imagine this for kids in the school that you can, I mean, you can create a laboratory here where you can test wherever you want. So this is why I'm creating the academy, because I think there is a need for education. Like the need for education is that there are no laboratories right now. It's zero practice in the main part of the world. So here you can practice. I mean, you don't have to practice with the whales necessarily, but you can build here wherever you want, and you can use them to increase your knowledge. So,
and we discussed that last time at length, right? That technically the education opportunities for VR, AR, or spaces like this, they're immense, right? Because it's a more immersive, maybe more compassionate way of doing things compared to a 2D screen, which tends to have very low dropout in education. Oh, that tends to have very high dropout numbers in education. So this is a more immersive, practice-rich environment.
I mean, absolutely. Like if you mix it with the laboratories in the real world, this is just amazing combination. I mean, this is a way in which you can have just a more fun and more immersive and more, let's say, more rich experience inside digital. I mean, I don't know you, but I'm pretty tired to have my digital world inside a small screen like this. I mean, it's not everything. I mean, when I'm not feeling immersed, I'm not feel. How many times we are watching a video and maybe we just distracted because we're doing something else. I mean, this is a way for you to focus. Like focus is so important. It's so underestimated right now. we are so distracted when we work at social media, when we use digital tools every day, that I mean, this is a way for you to really feel really immersed. And I didn't mention one thing, that in Somnium we also have the full body haptic skin suite. So you can wear a piece of hardware technology that it makes you feel the touch on you. Like if I'm playing a game, I can feel the shoot on my. If I'm speaking with some person, and if I can touch him, if I can hug him or whatever. Like if I'm making an experiment, like imagine that you want to study geography with a kid and you want to stay on top of a volcano. You can simulate that your body is becoming hot. Like if you, of course, not like if you are on top of a volcano, but you can stimulate your body to become more hot. So, I mean, all these kinds of sensorial experiments, it's just another level for me to learn and to, because our brain learns when has fun and when experience something. That's the only way our brain really learn, in my opinion. So if here you have both of them, fun and experience. Like so I cannot forget this. Okay, I will never forget in my life this scene of the butterflies going around me while I'm speaking with you on the webinar. Like it's just that this is instilling in my memory. This is becoming part of my memories right now.
Because
And
it's a
sometimes,
multi-sensory experience, right? It's an immersive experience.
yes, correct. Like and sometimes I dream while I'm sleeping in the night. I dream moments of my life, like if I'm in Somnium, and I have memories of Somnium, like if it's real life. I mean, sometimes we make team meetings inside Somnium, and it's just wow. I mean, like it's better than Zoom, and like I remember this. Okay, like this is real experience that I have. While I don't know if the experiences that we have right now on social media are so real as we think. So
Yeah.
that's the point.
Yeah, I think it's a very clear point. So this immersion is a very different level than your 2D. What is it? A couple of inches iPhone screen that most people use now. Hey, we're out of time, so we have 1 minute left. I think Francesco, we covered a lot of ground, right? So I'm very happy that you could join in VR this time. Super insightful, and so we can say goodbye to your avatar, which looks a bit like you. So that's good. But thanks so much for joining again. Lots of questions asked, lots of I think very good insights, and great to see the world actually from a VR goggles. And I think the next step for everybody listening is to get some goggles and go in, so you can experience it for yourself.
Thanks so much to everyone for your time to be here with me today. It's been amazing to bring you around, a lot of fun, and thanks so much, friends, again. So see you in the metaverse on the other side of the monitor, wherever you want.
Great. Okay, man. Thank you.
Ciao.